I'd like to introduce you to one of the plants that I think is potentially one of the most important, best hedging, screening plants here in Australia, in Queensland. And it's related to the native gardenia, which we know as the Randia fitzlanii, or Atractocarpus fitzlanii, the new name. It's a very close relative. It's Atractocarpus sessilis. And this is it. It grows to just under the height of the other one, but it's far more compact and denser, which makes it the perfect screening plant. Better than the Randia fitzlanii, Atractocarpus fitzlanii. The flower is almost identical, and I'll add a small photo of the image of the flower in this video. And the habit, as I said, is denser. It's much better as a screening plant between two properties. It can be clipped, but generally speaking, you rarely have to look after it. Now, being a native gardenia, the Randia group of plants are prone to a couple of native pests, and you need to be aware of that. And they will deform and eat some of the leaves. But if you just let it be, let nature do its own thing, it will do a wonderful task of blocking screens of views between you and your neighbour. It's an adaptable plant. It's a hardy plant, tolerates full sun to part shade. It is native to the Queensland, North Queensland forest areas and fringe forest areas. And I know at my place I've planted about 6 in a row to block off and screen the shed from the road, and it's starting to do a really good job. I've got another one about 15 metres from me here. It's been in the ground for around about 5 years, and by itself as a specimen, it's absolutely beautiful with the flowers, the photos I took for this particular video. So check it out at your local garden centre. Look for this one, Randia sessilis, correctly named Atractocarpus sessilis. It's also known as native gardenia, brown Randia, a lot of common names. But the main thing is this plant, I think, is a winner. And I grow lots of them because I think this is one that will supersede the Randia fitzlanii in due time. Now, it might take a few years, but I think gardeners will push for this rather than the main one that's in the industry. And I know this might cause a bit of a ripple in the nursery industry, but I do think this is a superior plant for what most clients, what most landscapers are after. This is Randia sessilis in my yard. It's been here for quite a number of years. I've never pruned it. I do not look after it. As you can see, it is in full flower, but the flowers are not as obvious as you would imagine a so-called gardenia. And it is prone to quite a number of native pests, which I really do not care about. That's the flower. And you can see leaves being eaten. So we do have a native, what's called a gardenia moth. And the caterpillars absolutely love this Randia or Atractocarpus, as well as the other Atractocarpuses in the industry. Lots of flowers. Flowers are actually on the stems, partially hidden amongst the foliage. But big, bold, green leaves. This is my Randia sessilis planted in my yard for, I think, 5 to 7 years of age, maybe most likely 7. It is around about 2.5 to 3 meters tall and is very dense. As you can see, you can virtually not see through this plant at all. And I have not pruned it once at all during that period. And I have also not watered it or fertilized it or done anything to maintain it or to look after it. And that's the effect compared to Atractocarpus fitzlanii, which would be more of a tree feature, which develops an exposed base trunk and opens up at the base. This keeps its foliage all the way to the ground. And my specimen has finally fruited, which means I'll be able to collect seed from my own collection. In the past, I've gone into Brisbane to source a particular location where I know the species is growing to collect the seed. Now I've got my very own. I'm so happy. And that's all for today with Paul Plant Horticulture. Hope you've enjoyed it.